Hi, my name's Brittany, and this is video 15, vlog 15, if I've got my numbers straight, as I tried to do. Don't always succeed, please don't get mad. So today's subject, the video subject is voice, yelling at the top of your lungs. Now, what it means is that for me, voice is, it's at the top of my shit list. And voice is the difference. I don't know how to, okay, the clearest way I could tell you is, you can put everything else aside. You can put fashion aside, you can put your height aside, you can put size of your breasts aside, size of your feet, everything. If your voice is stellar, it's amazing, because your voice is the window to your world, to your social world, to your ability to communicate with other people. The moment you open your mouth and you sound like a guy, it's hard to offset that with anything, even neon lights, you know, around your boobs or something ridiculous. I mean, my point is that you can't offset it. There are a lot of videos that are out there, and I'm going to look up for you one particular one that could be of value. And while I do this, I'll tell you that, you know, for me, since I had actually gone full-time and had come back, I'll tell you that one of the reasons I came back was my voice was so to me, we're talking about to me, and not like people were complaining. They won't complain. They're rarely going to say anything to you. To myself, my voice was just awful. It was terrible. And I'm looking something up while we chat. So it was very hard for me to get by it, and I did not get by it. It was a significant factor in me walking away from my transition. Now this may seem like a gross reaction. That's your opinion. In some ways, I'd agree. But because I was immature at the time, and you could be generally mature as a person, but still be immature about how you handle this. This takes special skills, and if you are in a position where your voice is bad or marginal, don't lose your mind over it. And we're going to get to what that means, because if you overreact like I did, you can do something you're going to regret for the rest of your life, which to some degree I do. In other ways, coming back allowed me to, you know, life is about the experiences you have, and coming back, I got a whole nother set of experiences, which amongst them was work-related, you know, legitimate 9-to-5 type work, great stuff to add to a resume. Yeah, I can probably get a lot of that same stuff as a woman, though when I originally transitioned, I would say that was not an accurate statement, because discrimination was as rampant as it possibly can be. Okay. Now things are better. I know that in you know, various states there's a lot of rules and regs out there about discrimination, and Human Rights Campaign has a website, hrc.org. So hrc like cat.org. And there's tons of stuff there on transgender, and I would really waste no time but to look at that. But The video that I was looking for was by a transgender woman, Andrea James. It's called Voice Program, Finding Your Female Voice. There is a video, DVD, and there's also an audio you can take to your car for whatever, you know, just doing the voice lessons. I'm doing it. I don't do it with the regularity that I should, but I'm trying to do a better job. Having this video under my belt, done for you as well as for myself, it does remind me to do that, and I will. I have had voice surgery. It's called CTA, Cricothyroid, Cricoid approximation. They basically take the cartilages in your throat and they stitch them together. The idea is the proverbial rubber band being pulled tighter so the pitch goes up. You know, I'm just sort of giving you the 100,000 foot view, but that's kind of that's what the theory is. I will tell you that it's not accurate. So, in that it doesn't work. It does everything but work. You're better off. Bizarre, but you've been better. I would have been better off buying $40,000 worth of lotto tickets, and that's about what it costs, about 40 grand. Now, what am I gonna do about me? Because I'm not going to long term. This isn't gonna work long term. You know, as big as your boobs get, as high as your heels are, as fancy are your clothes, it doesn't matter if your voice is a disaster. Then it can be on your undoing. Let's be blunt. There is a voice clinic, and yeah, I don't see why I can't tell you. YESON, YESON, like on versus off. YESON, VC, .net. YESONVC.net. Let me just confirm that. Okay, that's confirmed. Now, these people do nothing but voice-related surgeries. It could be for a variety of reasons. It's not just for us girls. Their results are phenomenal. They are also permanent. They are also relatively inexpensive compared to CTA, which is best guess, including the costs of hotel, which probably you should budget about $1,500, because you're not going to your backyard, you're going to Seoul, South Korea. Yes, you're going to Asia. Now, this clinic is in downtown Seoul. Your airfare is like around $1,500, your hotel's around $1,500. I don't know. You know, I would say $500 for food, something like that. Surgical procedure, they can talk to you about that, but I think you're going to be $8,000, something like that, strictly for voice feminization. VFS. I can't do the F. It's like FS. Okay, whatever. VFS. F like feminization. F. VFS. Voice feminization surgery. They do a lot of stuff during the operation. The effective result is that it raises your pitch. As far as I understand, it may even affect your resonance a little bit, which has a profound effect also on just what you sound like. You know, resonance is basically between your voice, your vocal folds, and your lungs. That space, but it's not just. It's kind of like a hallway between those 2 points, and that space in a male is larger, and I think it's longer than it is for a woman, and so that affects a lot of different aspects of your voice. They can do something about it, but resonance, it will be largely unchanged. It'll be mostly about raising your pitch. You will most definitely be in the female range. You're not going to be a soprano, but you'll be way good enough. That's a good way to put it. If somebody said, "Here's the money," I would say, "Okay, get me on the next plane over there, ready." Because to me, that's the top of my list. It's not anything else. It's not any other cosmetic surgery work. I don't place as high of a value on it, honestly. You know, yeah, I look decent. You know, that's great. But a lot of times, a lot of times I stay quiet. I don't talk. I have been accused by people who know me of being standoffish, to be nice about it, to be crass about it, a bitch, like that. And it's just that the confidence isn't there to just be myself. So when you have your voice, you will find that things will go better for you. I'm not going to get into like all the voice lessons and stuff. You can go to this video, which once again is voice program Finding Your Female Voice by Andrea James. Now if you get up on Amazon, for example, Amazon.com, and you search on her, you'll find that video and you'll find others. She's really something. And she has a website. I'm going to make you write me if you want it. Nothing comes easy. Transition is, we'll just give you the initials, MF. It is a MF. I am trying to clean up my sailor mouth. I will probably be largely unaffected in my efforts. Nothing will change, but at least on my videos I'll be ladylike enough not to, if I can. Try not to change your personality too much. I kicked the camera, I'm sorry. Try not to change your personality too much if your voice is still not like all that. Just be in touch with the fact that you may be perceived as less than ideal sort of personality. What happens with me is I overcompensate. I tend to keep away from people. I don't respond to them. People say hello, I ignore them. I don't even answer them, which is not really like me. But for all the reasons I told you already, you know, it can be rough. Now, there are videos, there are video channels out there. Let me see if she's still up. Now, she is done with her transition, this girl. I don't know per se where she grew up, but I know for a long time she lived in Florida, and she had, okay, yeah, her channel is still up. She's a trip and a half. Now this is a YouTube channel, C-A-N-D-I, Candy, C-A-N-D-I, F-L-A, like abbreviation for Florida, Candy F-L-A. Now if you just put that in the search box, you're going to see all her videos. Now she stripped out a lot of them, granted, but she has a lot there on voice. I don't know collectively how many this girl has. Let's see. She's got a lot. Don't really know. She'll teach you a ton about voice. Now, in my case, I only have one octave to work from. So, because I'm not an expert in voice, I'm going to tell you very basically, okay? Typical men are in this range. Typical women are in this range. Now, there is about, say, a 20% overlap, okay? Like, got it? At the top of the men's range and the bottom of the women's range, say about 20% overlaps. Now, for those of you who have never had voice surgery, which is most of you, I've had a trach shave, and I've had that surgery, the CTA surgery. And as you can tell, my voice doesn't sound like anything was done, you know? So, bye-bye $40,000. Thank God. And actually, I got insurance to pay for it, so don't think I'm totally stupid. I only paid $1,500 out of pocket. Truth be told, just for deductibles and junk like that, $1,500. The rest, my insurance company bought. And at the time, I was working as a woman for a bank in Manhattan. You heard me correct. And after I left that job, I immediately went and got the voice surgery done on their dime while I had the insurance in force. And that was that. So if you have insurance, and it will pay for that, and your doctor can find something to insert as a procedural code on the claim to your insurance policy, then you can get that covered minus your deductibles. Candy FLA, like I said, go see her channel on YouTube. It's hard to beat her advice. It's just amazing. What this girl can do with her voice is, if somebody ever got a message to her that I'm putting this out about her, just tell her that she has no equal. Her ability to mess with her voice, it's magic. It's absolute magic. Now, Andrea James can do a lot of magic with her voice, but it's just a subset of what Candy can do. And like I said, she's fully done. She's completely 100% wrapped up. That really concludes today's subject, which has been on voice. Don't let it change your personality. You know, just practice every day. It's not easy. It's not easy, and don't overdo it, because your voice will tire from you doing voice lessons, whether it's Candy's or the one from Andrea James or somewhere else or something like this. If you're blessed enough and you can do it on your own, fabulous, but just don't rush it too fast. Be aware, you know, just be aware of changes in your personality, and trying, because of, like I said, my voice is not all that, not to self-denigrate myself, but it is what it is, and to some degree you can compensate in other places. But for those of you who have a pocket of cash, in other words, you've got money for surgery and you're trying to figure out where to spend it, some girls will tell you that surgery on your voice is a fool's errand. Some girls can do it without surgery, there's no doubt about it. Some cannot. YESON VC, the voice clinic there, that's what it is, YESON Voice Clinic, VC for Voice Clinic. In 3 months, you're going to get probably 90% of what you're going to get. In over 6 months, you're going to get about 100% of what you're going to get. And it's going to take you way into the female range, more than enough to you're going to be fabulous, and you can scream, you can holler, you can sing, you can cough, all that stuff, clear your throat, and what I'm saying to you right now about those things like cough and all that, don't take that lightly, because if you listen to how a woman coughs and how a man coughs, you're not going to be able to control that. I don't know how that's going to play out for you if you are successful fiddling with your voice, and if that's something that you're going to forget about, which is, what do I sound like when I'm coughing, when I'm screaming at someone? Like, let's say you're screaming at your boyfriend, now you sound like a guy again because you're screaming. You're not screaming as a woman. I mean, Trust me, I have female friends who've written me a new one, and they sound just like females when they're screaming. They're just louder. So don't forget those aspects, alright? Love you, bye.